Welcome back. You're watching The Agenda. Well, this year, the relationship between South Africa and Nigeria was tested, and efforts are underway to reassert this long-running relationship. Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari recently visited South Africa, with him as well as President Cyril Ramaphosa agreeing to work together at the bilateral and continental and international levels. Well, the two countries also agreed to fight xenophobia and all forms of discrimination. Well, this coming week, the Minister of Tourism in South Africa, Mmamoloko Kubayi Ngubane, will visit Nigeria as part of their campaign to encourage travel to South Africa with the aim of contributing to job creation. In studio to discuss the relations between the two countries, I have Mr. Bola Babarinde, a member of the ruling party APC of Nigeria, to look at people-to-people relations. A very good afternoon to you, Mr. Babarinde. We thank you very much for your time.
Good afternoon, Chantal.
Essentially, it seems that there seems to be hope that the leaders of the two nations meeting together is somewhat going to plan a way forward.
Yeah, big hope, because after the meeting between the two presidents, we had a town hall meeting with our president. I was there, and what he said is that we should be good ambassador, and that because what happened really, we cannot blame 100% on South Africa, but we also have little things that we need to correct. And he also mentioned, our president mentioned that definitely there's nowhere in the world that don't have bad eggs, and we should find a way to encourage and to make sure we dissuade some of the bad egg among us, But really, the situation is getting improved.
Mm. If we take this back, let's contextualize it. At face value, one would just think that, the unrest and the tension that has sort of spiraled out of control is something new, but it's not. These relations go way, way, way back.
Yeah, the relationship between South Africa and Nigeria has been a long one, because former President Mbeki schooled in Nigeria, and we had, even when I was young, we had a lot of South Africans that were schooling in some of the higher institutions in Nigeria. We are actually one family. We are actually the same, and I believe what can really help the two nations is to encourage this one Africa. Like in West Africa now, we want to have eco currency, and that's the currency we are going to use for West Africa. So if we can do something similar like that, we don't see the border, the artificial border created for the nation in Africa, we're not there before, So if we look at it as we are one Africa, I think that will be of a great help.
Now, you speak of borders. Let's talk about, those other borders, those artificial borders that have been created. In specific, let's talk about the role that media has played in showcasing what has happened over the past couple of months. The videos that we've seen, and then, of course, reports that some videos are fake, some videos are not, between South Africa, and the xenophobic violence and attack videos that we've seen were not from the incidents that we had here. So let's just talk about how that has impacted this.
Yeah, seriously, there's this rumor in Nigeria that they want to put a death penalty for hate speech in Nigeria, although people say it's not, the penalty is too much. But when you look at the extent of what the wrong information chunk out, like the incident that happened in India, where they were throwing people were, coming down, they said South Africa. Immediately, I try as much as possible, although sometimes, because I'm into tourism, sometimes when I paint South Africa in good image, some of the people think because of my business, I don't want South Africa to have bad image. But really, I try to tell people that before you repost any social media, especially WhatsApp or Facebook and all this stuff, you must get the actual fact before you do it. Media is very important, and in the past couple of months before the xenophobic, or during the xenophobic and after xenophobic, it's highly flammable. Some of the things that the media chunk out. But the media houses like SABC and ESCA, I think they are mature enough, to bring out the real, information to the people.
And in terms of from both parties, or rather both nations' government, do you think enough was said? Do you think that enough is actively being done to not only create awareness about it, but to identify the challenges and to essentially establish a way forward from both nations' end?
Yeah, that one, I can't say much about that because I'm not part of the meeting. But what really happened when this incident started, there was a slow movement from South African government initially. If they had tackled it, head on, immediately it happened, maybe it wouldn't have, escalated to that level. But with what the president told us is that they had a good meeting and they are going to even do more business, now that they have seen some of the mistakes from both sides. We are hoping for the best, but so far so good. The relationship is good. Some people that don't really know Nigeria, sometimes when we meet and we discuss, are you Nigerian? Because another confusion is that some nationalities, they do wrong things. Before you know it, they say they are Nigerians, and they may not be Nigerian. Because any black person that come, apart from Zimbabwe, Mozambique, that you can easily identify as Southern African, they say it's Nigeria.
At face value, I think whenever a foreigner finds himself in any country, they are subject to some sort of misconception. It's not only here. So then if we move this conversation then to the citizens, the ordinary citizens, who were not in that meeting between the two presidents and have not found peace and have not found calm in this. Some who are hurting, some who have been subject to the violence and the discrimination. How as citizens do we now then move forward in maintaining that peace and finding the peace between the two nations? Yeah,
I'm the chairman of APC in South Africa, and we are starting a project now. It's called African Diaspora Cooperative Bank. It's an initiative to help those. It's not only for Nigeria, Africa, and South Africa can join. We realize that when you don't have enough resources to either start a business or to expand what you are doing, you tend to go into, so many wrong business, So we are trying to encourage our people that want to do business or already having business that you want to expand your business, to come on board. Those are one of the things that we want to do, because when you empower people, if somebody go to work in the morning and you come back in the evening, you're already tired. You don't have time for wrong, things. So what we want to do is to make sure that South Africans and Nigerians, we have common bond of doing business together, and that will encourage unity. Definitely, when you are making money together in the right way, not the wrong way. If you are making money together, you don't want the other person to die, because it's more or less source of your income, So if we start doing things together, collaborating together, from our own little idea that we have, and that's the first thing that we want to do. We do business together, then we tend to love each other more.
Well, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. What better way to join hands in unity than to make money together? I don't think anybody would complain about that. Talking about people-to-people relations, as well as the current relations between the two countries, South Africa and Nigeria, and a way forward. In conversation in studio, Mr. Bola Babarinde is a member of the ruling party of APC. We're going to take a short break here on SABC News. Do stay tuned. You're watching The Agenda.